Look, we have a country. It grows nicely over a period of many years. All of a sudden, they're force-feeding millions of people. 21 million people came in over the last 3 years with them. And they're, look, we all have a big heart. We want to take care. We're not going to have a country left. There's no country that can sustain this. We're a laughingstock all over the world. They're laughing at our president and our vice president. They've never seen anything like this. You know, we have another thing. If you touch a foot, if you put 1 foot into our country, congratulations, you have a lawsuit. You don't take the person and move the person into, out. You've got to go through years of litigation. We have lawyers that wait for people to come in so years. You got to see the court system. We have thousands of judges at the border. No other country has judges at the border. If somebody walks in, they walk them out. Our country is in trouble. We had the best border policy. You know Tom Homan. You see Tom Homan on your show, but you see,
Mr. President,
he said we did the greatest job in the history of the border, and all they had to do is leave it and leave those people there.
But they didn't.
Great. But they didn't.
All right, I want to give Nancy an opportunity because I think you really want to hear this. Nancy, please.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Nancy. I'm from Milton, Georgia, originally from Ohio.
Good.
But go Dogs. Yeah. And thank you for coming. Furthering the discussion on immigrant crime, along with liberal-run cities where crime is out of control. My son is a Georgia Bulldog. He was on campus the day Laken Riley was murdered. Terrifying for all those kids, right? I wanted to know, like, how quickly in a sanctuary city, like they're calling Athens, Georgia, how quickly can you remove those threats to our society so that our children can go out on a run, as they rightfully should be able to do, in a park in the daytime by themselves? It should not be like that. And also, I was wondering, I watch television all the time. I see your ads. I don't see a lot of vocalness about these sort of crimes, these hideous crimes in your promotion. Yeah. So I'm wondering why that is.
Well, we are into it. First of all, we are going to end all sanctuary cities immediately. We're going to end them because they're really...
Is that an executive order you do that with?
I can do it with an executive order. I'll have to do it with an executive order. You can do it with the Aliens Act of 1798. We can do things in terms of moving people out. We can move them out of the sanctuary cities. You have some liberal, crazy people that they fight. Normally you like to understand the opponent. Like in business, you want to understand what is the opposites, why do they want this? You want to try and figure, why do they want open borders? Why do they want to do this? Why do they want sanctuary cities? Sanctuary cities are really meant for one thing, to protect criminals. That's what they become. We're going to end all sanctuary cities in the United States, and we're going to go back to normalcy. And we're going to have law and order. We're going to we have to reinvigorate our police. We have great police. They're not allowed to do their job. If they do their job with gusto, which is what we want them to be fair. And the sad thing is you'll always have a bad apple. And, hundreds and hundreds of arrests, one bad arrest, and it's on the front page of every newspaper. And these people are incredible. They want to do their job, just like the Border Patrol. They want to do their job. We're going to let them do their job. And I'm going to give them immunity. We're going to protect them because they do things and they end up getting sued. They lose their family. They lose their house. They lose their pension. They lose everything. The police officers in this country are law enforcement and sheriffs, everything else. They have to be given back their dignity. They want to do their job. But we become so politically correct. I mean, you look at New York and Chicago and LA and every city, all run by Democrats, okay? Liberal, stupid Democrats. No. And our country...
So, Mr.
Our
President,
country has lost its way. So it's a good question. In other words, we're going to have law and order.
I want to ask you about immunity. You mentioned the bad apples. Does that not incentivize anyone if you give everyone immunity to go after those people on forces that you need to deal with? So how do you balance
People know the bad apples, though. They do. 99% they're just hard. They want to stop crime. You will have you're going to have a bad police officer. And I've seen it where you have one, couple of very famous
So
cases.
immunity doesn't keep you from dealing with that?
No,
is my
because
question.
there are going to be some people you're going to say, we're not giving you immunity. What are you, crazy? Look what happened. Look what you've done. You've been terrible.
Right.
But most of them are, they just want to do their job. They're prohibited from doing their job. And that's we have to allow them to do their job. They're prohibited from, when you see these hundreds of kids walk into a department store and walk out with refrigerators and air conditioners, and the police are standing there watching it, and they're shaking. You know why they're shaking? Because they want to do their job. They want to stop them, but they're told you can't stop them. You go to drugstores now, you must know this. You go to drugstores, they have glass all over the place. If you want to buy a bottle of aspirin, they tell me, I haven't been in there for a while.
You have to make a friend in the store to open it for you.
No, it's like a big deal.
Yeah.
But who can run a store like that? And they're all going out of business. So I think we all agree.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.